We have here the SARS, of course, Sergeant Robinson. And, of course, that lovely lady in the middle, Miss Briggette Stokes, and a co-op. So let's just get right into it. We want to talk about what's going on this weekend, what happened in the last week, especially around the elections. And, I am very, very happy. I'm surprised, too. And I'm going to tell y'all guys how I was surprised. All right. Number one is Mamdani in New York. I can't imagine. I couldn't fathom the fact that he could win an election in New York City. Okay. So this is a Jewish town, New York City. It's known as a Jewish town. They may not have the population, but they run a lot of things. And to get a Muslim as the next mayor, as the mayor-elect now, that is a major, major accomplishment. A Muslim being the mayor of New York. I can't imagine that. But I'm very happy that he won because I think that we need some change. We need some new blood. Cuomo's from the old school. I mean, if we had elected him, he would have been doing the same thing he was doing as a governor. That's your boys. That's your club. All right. And Cuomo represents the old boys clubs, you know what I mean? Rubbing elbows with the rich folks and the rich and powerful. Yeah, that's him. But Mamdani, the guy's just, 32 years old?
Yeah, he's young.
A socialist? A democratic socialist? That right there should scare the hell out of Republicans. That should scare the hell out of Republicans. Ernest?
Why are we codifying him as a democratic socialist?
Because that's what he claims. He claims that he's a democratic socialist.
So
he's a socialist, but he's running on a democratic ticket.
But why is that scary and why would fascism not be more scarier than socialism?
Well, fascism, I think I said, somebody asked me, matter of fact, I did speak to the Black MAGA yesterday, guys, and I said, I wonder what the Black MAGA, I was just thinking about the events that had transpired during the elections. I said, let me call my Black MAGA friend, and so I called him up and I said, look, Paul, what do you think about the elections? And it looks like, man, you're going to have to get out of town, man, come, 2026 and 2028. Because y'all guys going to lose, and there's going to be some vindication that we're going to want. You know what I mean? Some redemption. But anyway, he sounded like, okay, y'all won that, but those were, traditionally blue states. So I'm saying, okay, well, maybe Virginia is purple, New Jersey, of course, New York. But still, in New York, the resistance was fierce. I mean, they were calling Mamdani everything but the name of, the son of God or Muhammad. You know what I mean? So, I want y'all guys to input on Mamdani. I do have him up here.
The reason why I was asking that was because it's like, I mean, so one, I want to make sure that not only do we, but also our audience understands what fascism and socialism is. Okay, so fascism is characterized by a dictatorial leader, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition, and a belief in a natural society, social hierarchy. Okay. Now, I know that historically, the United States is not a fascist country. However, by definition, is this not what is currently happening within our society by definition?
Now explain that. Elaborate.
Well, we have an executive branch that is dictating their leadership. Centralized autocracy, meaning that so the autocrats are those who are affluent, who have a lot of money, And the centralization of that autocracy, one, was indicative during the inauguration when you had majority of all the billionaires, or the most affluent of the United States and almost of the world, in one location on that dais when the inauguration was taking place. You had the CEO of Google, you had the CEO of TikTok, you had the CEO of Facebook, all of them were present at the inauguration. And then into the administration, where you had Elon Musk, who is considered to be the most affluent of all, the leader of Doge, right? Militarism, where you have now you're militarizing not only the police or policing within communities, by utilizing the National Guard, the United States Marines that were sent into to Los Angeles, and National Guards are being deployed in different areas, especially like in Washington D.C., in Chicago, Illinois, where they attempted to do that. That's militarism. Forcible suppression of the opposition, where you pull in credentials of media who happen to be in opposition of a particular thought that you may have, and the belief in a natural social hierarchy, which for those who happen to be rich, then we're rich, and those who are poor, then you're poor, and then that's the natural way that we have our hierarchy. All of that can be seen within this administration that just occurred this year. This is only 10 months into this administration, but by definition, and I don't see how anybody would be able to refute that, that's what fascism is, and that's what it looks like that may be taking place.
I've always said, Ernest, in studying capitalism versus socialism, there's some great stuff in capitalism. There's some great stuff in socialism. If you could take the good parts out of socialism and the good parts out of capitalism, you would have utopia. As simple as that.
Glad you said that, because there is not very many, and especially not here in the United States, where we are a strict capitalistic society.
Yeah. No, we have welfare and you got some socialist programs.
Exactly. Now, the only thing, the point of this particular portion of the reason why, and we're even just doing the dive into this, is just to make sure that we're all aware of what the definitions are and why the references of stating that somebody should be afraid of socialism.
I was afraid when I saw Bernie. I was afraid.
Yeah, hold on. Versus fascism, right? Socialism is an economic, political philosophy that encompasses diverse economic and social systems characterized by social ownership of the means of production, okay? Or describes an economic, political, and social theory, movements associated with the implementation of such systems, okay?
Okay.
So things that social ownership can take various forms, including public, community, collective, or cooperative employees. So that's the socialism.
Okay.
Nothing within that sounded scary, intimidating, forcible, intimidating in no shape, form, or fashion. But when we have these conversations about individuals who align themselves with more socialist type programming versus those who align themselves in fascism, we don't necessarily have that understanding of what that definition actually is.
More to come on Zohran Mamdani's election in some upcoming episodes. We are not done yet. We do want to remind you to please subscribe, like, comment, share, because we need it. And if you like what we do, please do that. Thank you very much.